introduce our speakers here today. Our first speaker is Dr. Constantino, Director of Cardiology, Staten Island University Hospital. Our second speaker is Dr. Ali Davidov, Director of Gynecological Cancers, Staten Island University Hospital. And our third speaker is Dr. Cynara Coomer, Fox News medical contributor and Staten Island University Hospital's Chief of Breast Surgery. Now, if anybody did not sign in, if you can do that, that would be great. So, Dr. Constantino.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I think we all know that heart disease in women is very underserved. And although the government pays a tremendous amount of money, and we spend a tremendous amount of money in health care for cardiovascular disease, which will probably go into the 300 billion range for the next 2 decades, very little of that is spent on prevention. Most of it's spent on treatment. And really, if you look at it, and some of the things that we were talking about today, is the thing that probably is the most beneficial for the future of our health and everyone's health is prevention. I guess everyone saw this Staten Island advance from Sunday. How many people here from Staten Island? So this is somewhat applicable.
Speak up.
Next slide. Thanks. Next slide. And this is actually the next slide. So it showed that the sobering statistics. Next one. Just so you can see a little better, that Staten Island, is a quotes winner, but not so much a winner in this field. As you can see here, the death rate compared to the citywide death rate with heart disease, cancer, pneumonia, all respiratory diseases is greater in Staten Island than any other part of the city. And this is something that is being aggressively addressed at the present time in the community of Staten Island. And again, right here, as we just said, prevention is really where the route to go. So we have about 8 million women in this country with heart disease. And the question is, next, how many will die of heart disease? Next. The leading cause of death in men is heart disease. Second is all forms of cancer. There are some men in here, which is good. Strokes, accidents, go down the list, okay, which we are all aware of these very common things. The American Heart Association started a program some years ago because they wanted to track women's awareness of heart disease. As you can see in the next slide, that at that point in time, there was only probably not a lot who knew about the concerns about heart disease. And again, here it is again. The leading cause of death in U.S. women is heart disease. Okay? And it doesn't take anything away. It doesn't mean that everything else on that list isn't important. It is as important, okay, as heart disease. And the direction in those areas is the same as direction in heart disease, and that major direction is prevention. And you can see here, and why is this so important? Well, all this is really telling us, if you look at the purple line and the green line, and you look at in the purple line in men, the disease mortality trends in men in over this decades was going down, but yet the trend in women was going up. So this attracted attention finally, and this is the reason for all these initiatives that are occurring through local societies, through state societies, through the American Heart Association, and internationally. Next, please. Now, and also, if we look at, all right, after the event has occurred, what is it? Is there a difference between men and women as far as after the event? Well, 1 year mortality in men years, you'll see 25%. Women, 35%. Second heart attack, okay, in men is 18%. Women, 35%. Disabled from heart failure. Okay, little difference, but all connected to heart disease. 22% men, women, 45%. So, it's not only the fact that women may be underserved in this area as far as education, information, and prevention, but also even after the event, they are at higher risk. Some of the reasons why women may not seek advice as soon as men, or whatever part of the population, is that we know that there are typical symptoms of a heart attack, okay? And the typical symptoms are, burning the chest, tightness in the chest, goes to the neck, goes to the arm, may go to the back, okay? But this is the typical one. It comes on, probably provoked by some type of exertion, but it doesn't necessarily have to be provoked. And it starts here, and they spread out, they go up to the neck, into the jaw, into the arms, and even sometimes down towards the left arm. But this is the classical. The 25% of women experience atypical symptoms that you wouldn't really immediately relate to heart disease. Shortness of breath, just discomfort in the upper abdomen, below the breastbone, extreme weakness and fatigue. Something has happened to me. I just don't feel good. 2 months ago I was able to do this. I was able to walk up the flight of stairs 2 steps at a time. And now I can't even get to the first flight, stopping halfway. Okay, this is a significant symptom, but sometimes it's ignored. Oh, that's not heart disease, you're just out of shape, something like that. But a change in pattern is as important as the symptom, okay, and how that change occurred. Just profuse swelling, sweating, which may indicate the fact that your heart's just not pumping enough blood out, and the body is trying to work very hard. Nausea or vomiting, you wouldn't consider nausea or vomiting as a heart warning sign, but it can be. And again, I'm not saying that these things are specifically related to heart disease, but sometimes in certain populations, as a woman, these may be the symptoms that the person is perceiving and reporting to their doctor, and it's not being addressed, properly at times. And again, this unusual feeling of just not feeling good. Thanks. Okay, now, with risk factors in heart disease, we have certain things we can't change. Okay, we can't change our age, we can't change our gender, we can't change our family history. But there are a lot of things we can change. And as we all know, these are all the things that are the risk factors for not only heart disease, but many, many serious diseases, okay? Cigarette smoking, obesity, hypertension, physical inactivity, diabetes, elevated bad cholesterol, which we'll talk about later, very low good cholesterol. So what about cholesterol? So as you can see here, and not the importance of what this is showing you, the line, as you can see here, relates the level of cholesterol to death rate. So the higher your cholesterol, the greater the risk of dying. Now, obviously, this is associated with a lot of other factors too, but as an